like to party, party, party all night long. Party, party, we like to party, 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 never go home. Party, party, we like to party, party, party all night long. Party, party, we like to party, 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 never go home.
What's up, everyone, and welcome back to episode 36 of the Ball Talk Pod, recapping Game 3 of the Western Conference semifinals, where the Thunder drop to down 1-2 after a final score of 113-104 in overtime, which is now the second time in 3 games that this team has shown they don't know how to close games. Chris, walk me through how you're feeling, man.
Ben, I'll tell you what. Basketball is unfun. Basketball is unfun. I just don't know why people enjoy doing that to themselves.
You know, I'm
You're lost for words. I mean, to me, it feels a lot like a just make or miss game. Like, we could not make a shot, and they hit, like, Michael Porter Jr. was, 5 of 6 from the 3-point line.
Aaron Gordon was 4 of 6.
4 of 6. Like, they were making a ton of shots, and we just were terrible. Could not hit a shot, and we were still somehow going into overtime. So, to me, it's like, if we make just a normal amount of threes, we win by 15, 20 points.
But that's the thing,
though.
though.
We've said that so many times.
That's the thing.
That it's like, it doesn't matter. I don't know. I feel weirdly better than I did after game 1. But
kind of same. But this loss makes game 1 way worse.
yes.
Like, it amplifies how bad of a loss that was.
Right.
Now, if bottom line, before I get into how PO'd I am or anything like that, if you win Sunday, again, it doesn't matter.
Let's take a second to just preface everything that we're going to say with, these are all really hot, really initial takes. The game finished 26 minutes ago. We are coming in with all
raw
the feels.
emotion,
all the feels. So I just think we just didn't hit enough shots, and that's what basketball is, hitting shots. And we watched the game together, and we just kept saying, you got to hit shots, and we just couldn't. The hard part is that in overtime, we just got no good looks.
scored 2 points, and I think I just lost Chris. He's so pissed off he turned off his computer. Solo pod with Ben feeling all kinds of things right now. Again, bottom line, you win Sunday, it's fine. The other bottom line in all this is that the Thunder have now had 2 games in this series where they have had leads late and they haven't been able to close them out. Against a team that you're far more talented than, you're far more deeper than, they're coming off a 7-game series. You sweep. I understand that, there's the rust factor, and however you think of that. You can't give games away like this in the manner they have in game 1 and game 3 to teams with championship experience, in games that in game 1, Jokic was phenomenal, but everybody else was kind of meh. You had a double-digit lead, 14 points up with 2 or 3 minutes left. Tonight, you have a 3-point lead with the ball with 30 seconds left. Mark isn't taking a timeout, which I didn't hate.
No, I liked it. It's sort of like the opposite of what they did in game 1.
The thing that I hated was that Shea was the one that took both of those shots. I understand him taking either of them because he is your closer. He was having an off night, 7 of 22. Dub was phenomenal tonight. And the best news out of tonight's game is how Jalen Williams performed in
and Chet Holmgren.
Chet, I'm not as high on after that game.
I thought he played well. I liked it.
He had 15 points, I think, in the first, and then finished with 18.
Okay, not as good, but
disappeared.
I liked him in the first
I mean,
half.
he had 18 and 16, so I don't think he played poorly, but you're also not going to him to close. And we got so ISO ball reliant at the end. There was no offense being ran, It was Shea dribbling out the clock until he could try to get to his spots. The team is shooting 25%. That's not an exaggeration. 25% from the three-point line. So it even amplifies how much more the defenders are sinking off to clog all of Shea's lanes. It wasn't his night, and that's fine. But the purpose of having a second star is so that when that happens, you're fine. And you were fine until you weren't tonight. And they didn't hit a ton of, they were poor from the free throw line again. I'm pulling that up right now. They were a total of 68% from the line, 15 to 22.
Terrible.
Horrible. That can't happen in playoff games. Same thing that happened in game one. We shot in the 60s, I think, percentage-wise from free throw line in game one. There's that. On top of that, you still have a lead with 20. I think we got the ball back with 26 seconds left after Gordon hit the three.
Gordon hit the three to tie it.
Correct. Possession before that, Shea misses a shot. They get the rebound. It's kind of a slow developing fast break because everyone's kind of scrambling. You lose Gordon in the corner, who has already beaten you in a game from three. He's the only one, him and Michael Porter Jr. somehow are the only two that are really hitting from the outside. And you lose him because, I watched it back, and the main people that I watched, Chet kind of picks up Murray to start, but then Shea follows him and takes him. Chet takes two more steps towards Murray, doesn't get to Gordon in the corner. They skip it to him. Cash. Any other shot is what you want to give up. You just can't give up a three in that situation. Because, it's funny talking about it because game one, you talk about fouling up three and it backfires. This game, you don't foul. Obviously, it's a little bit of a different situation because it wasn't out of a timeout. It was kind of a fast break, a slow developing fast break, as I said. And you don't foul. But all that to say, the good part of not fouling there, one, at best coin flip, he makes that shot. You get a rebound, you're going the other way, shooting free throws to ice it. Two, he makes the shot like he did, and you still have a chance. Mm-hmm. You have a chance to go win the game. Again, Dub not taking the shot before the Gordon three or after, I don't love. I understand Shea's your MVP. I understand he's your shot maker, but it wasn't his night, and it was Dub's night. And I love venting about this because this is exactly what everyone was wondering if Dub could get to. In the regular season, there were several big, like the Cup game. There was a couple other like primetime games where Dub struggled last year in the Dallas series. He answered the call big time. He is the only reason this team had a lead late. Only reason.
100%.
On the offensive side of the ball. And in overtime, you start out with Chet off the floor.
Yeah, I didn't get that. Did Lou Dort foul out?
No.
Oh.
He picked up his fifth.
I thought I saw that on Twitter.
You scored 2 points in overtime. And lose. I think I saw that we scored a total of 9 points. I'm pulling up Twitter right now because I liked it. Because I want to get this accurate because it was not good. The Thunder only made 3 field goals in the final 9 minutes of that game. So the last 4 minutes of regulation and obviously 5 minutes of overtime.
I think we went away from, like you talked about, we went away from what our actual offense was. And it had shades of like when Kevin Durant was here in 2016, whenever we were trying to close out a game, we played a bunch of hero ball and it just like didn't go well. You know what I mean? It felt like Shea and like you talked about, Shea's our MVP. I liked him taking one, but it was Dub's night. Like I can't say that enough. You've said it a bunch, and I'll say it again. It just felt like he at least deserved a chance. To.
I don't think he should have taken both, but as you're saying, you're right.
I think
he needed one.
I think both of them deserved a chance to ice that game. Shea had a bad night. Shea had a bad night. He goes down, ices the game. Everyone forgets about his bad night and praises J-Dub.
That's what I thought was going to happen.
And then if you let J-Dub go ice a game, it's again, J-Dub is it's big J-Dub game. Everyone's really excited about not just this playoffs, but the playoffs in the future because J-Dub's taking this giant leap, right? As a playmaker, a scorer. And now you're just thinking, how do we get back to 2-2? And then it's a 3-game series. We have to get back to 2-2. We have to, beat them again.
You don't want to have to beat them 3 straight times. I mean, coming from a guy who said Thunder in 5 and they should be up 3-0, whatever, but they aren't. I think part of the like disappointment too is you win that game by such a convincing margin in game 2. Again, we talked about it. The score of the game had nothing to do with the series. It was 1-1. The momentum of that game, and in a game where Jokic is, I mean, he gets to 20.
He was bad.
But it was probably, I mean, I don't know for sure, but maybe the most inefficient 20 he's had in a long time. He was 8 of 25 from the field, 0 of 10 from 3. And at one point this year, he was leading the league in 3-point field goal percentage.
You have to win that. And that's the other part. We wasted J-Dub's best game, and we wasted
Caruso game 1.
Nikola Jokic terrible game. Like you're not going to get any more of those this series, and now you have to go beat him when he's at his best.
Well, you have to anticipate that he's going to bounce back.
100%.
And all that to say, you have to anticipate Shea's going to bounce back. Because the craziest thing is that I had somebody text it to me, and I saw it on Twitter afterwards. Shea walked off that court tonight smiling.
I think, well, I cameras are everywhere. I think someone probably said something to him and he's laughing. Like the other players or the fans. He's like, that's like someone said something crazy. And he's just like, whatever, man.
Oh, for sure. They caught it at the right time or whatever. And they're still doing post game. So I don't know. He was very cool, calm, and collected after game 1. It's a little less pressure to go in. It's easier to swallow being down 0-2 than it is being down 1-3. And so the pressure is even more heightened to go win on Sunday. And historically, this team has not played great in afternoon games. This is a 2:30 tip Sunday afternoon in Denver. I say all that. They beat Denver in March on a noon tip. They beat Memphis game 1 of their series, obviously a different beast, by 51. So that narrative, you can play into it if you want. It's just disappointing that they had the opportunity to win this game several times. They hit 2 more threes. They hit 2 more free throws, whatever it is. That game isn't even a 1-possession game in the last minute.
Right.
And I tweeted it on the account, and I've sent it to some friends. All the narratives about this team being too young to go win a championship or even advance past the second round, they're not being proven wrong yet.
They seem right. And that's what sucks. All these big talking heads who just yell at your TV screen all day, who throw shit at the wall for days, and finally it's your team where it sticks. It's so terrible to hear. And then it's going to be a recurring theme next season too. You wish that this season they could kill it and it could be over, but it seems they seem to be right at this moment in time.
The series is not over. Like the disappointment is, I think I probably had too high of expectations that this team could win in 5 after even losing game 1. How they played game 2, and if you can go in and steal tonight. I mean, the main thing I wanted to do was win tonight. So then Sunday was just like, if we win, we win, and go take care of business at home, and you're a game away from advancing. This is a dogfight. And I'll read this quote that Mark said. He's the first one that was at the podium after the game. And if I can find it, he said, "We are in the process of becoming a great team. And we've checked a lot of boxes in the process. And one thing that it takes to be a great team is you get taken to the limit in the playoffs. And you've got to rise to the challenges that you're confronted with. This team's made a habit of doing that repeatedly. This is how you become stronger as a team. And as you learn from these experiences, you stand up for them and you improve. You stand up to them and you improve. And that's our challenge right now." He's very right. And we said it after game 1 with a bit of a doom pod just because of how they lost. you have to see how this team's going to respond in the playoffs. And they responded in a huge way in game 2. And kind of looking back on it, you were thinking they've never not, especially this year. They've never not responded.
But you don't want to always have to respond. As when we get deeper into the playoffs and as we mature as a team, you want to be on the forefront and you want to force other teams to respond. You want to be the aggressor. And it feels like this series and the Mavs series, we just aren't the aggressors.
We were game 2, for sure. And it was a heck of a response. You didn't carry that over.
But we had to respond. I don't want to have to respond after we lose. If we win and it's 2-2 and then we have to respond after game 6, do you feel, or after game 5 and we have to go into Denver and win game 6 to make it game 7? Like, I don't want to have to respond. I think the Thunder.
You play with fire long enough, you're going to get burned.
Right.
And
that's what they did today and Monday. You have to win Sunday, obviously. And then I feel like you have to go up 3-2. Finally take the lead in the series, like you talked about, with 2 games to advance to the Western Conference Finals.
I mean, they have to. That's the hardest part, is that they've had opportunities to take a lead in the series to where the other team's playing catch up twice now. They responded the first time that they failed to do that. It was at home, and you kind of saw it coming. Like, it's even
harder to respond.
Way harder. And you're still sitting around waiting. Like, Jokic is going to play well. We had game 1 where he played amazing, and you should have won. So it's not to say there's no one on Denver that I think can just go win the game without Oklahoma City contributing negatively to the impact of the outcome of the game. Murray can go off for 40. Shea needs a game on Sunday where he's like, here's 45. I'll see you in Oklahoma City. And he can do that. But it's the unknown. You're sitting here on early Saturday morning.
That's what sucks about sports.
And you got to wait, what is it, 36 hours or whatever until...
We can't pull a Kabeth and then look at the end of the book and see that we won the series. We have to go through it not knowing.
Yeah. It's tough. Heck of a game from Dub. Chet came out strong. The team, the effort was there. The effort that you saw in game 2 that generated that carried over. Shot making doesn't travel as well on the road. They always say role players shoot better at home. MPJ followed that. Gordon shot as good or better than he did in Paycom. Caruso hit 3 threes, I think. I know he hit 2 for sure.
He hit 2. He was 2 of 5.
Oh, yeah. That was good. Wiggins came in. I mean, he had a 3 I think it was the second quarter where we were up 8 or 9 and his rattled in and out. And I was, oh, here we go. And the issue is throughout this game, I kept looking at Chris and I kept using my hands and expanding them. And I was like, you have to go on a 7-0 spurt here.
Right.
You have to find the kill switch. And even if it's not a kill switch, you have to put them in a situation where they're not like, oh, we're 1 possession away all the time.
Right.
Because then they did that to us in overtime. Get up. As soon as they went up 2 possessions, it was like, we can't do this.
Yeah. I said, after they went up 5, I was like, that sort of feels like the kill shot. We just weren't generating any offense, and they were getting every rebound. We could not get.
I think Hartenstein took 3 floaters in overtime. I know it's good. If that's your offense in overtime, that's not a championship offense. It's got to be generating open looks in the corners. It's got to be Shea hitting tough shots. It's not. That's not what you brought. You didn't sign Hartenstein in the summer to go win you a game 3 in Denver in overtime offensively.
Right.
But
I was encouraged that the effort and the rebounding, at least in the first half, felt like we were blocking out and getting defensive rebounds and getting offensive rebounds. The effort was there. The defense felt like it was there. The shot making was not there. And that's why I feel the larger reason why we lost the game.
Yeah.
I mean, you can talk about the last 2 possessions and then the Gordon 3 and then coming down and Shea missing that shot. You can talk about that. But
If you hit the threes,
hit some
if you hit
shots.
a couple shots, the things that we're talking about that are driving us crazy don't matter.
right. And that's things they've done all year is hit those shots. And they just haven't hit the shots in game 1 and game 3.
And you
So-
know, and I'm going to say it again. What Dub did in that fourth quarter, that should be the number one storyline we're talking about right now. I mean, we got down 2 and like our offense was sputtering. It was bad. He steps up, cashes a 3.
Mm-hmm.
Next time down, Shea gets late in the clock, gets it to Dub. He gets fouled, hits 2 free throws. He hit his free throws there, so I give him credit. You're up 3, you get a stop, and then everything that we just have talked about happens. Dub was phenomenal, and if he can take that into game 3, add in a Shea game, have Isaiah, like we need like an Isaiah Joe 4 of 6 3-point field goals.
Yeah.
A game like that, Wiggins to hit 2 or
But
3.
it feels like they're not getting enough run. It feels like Isaiah Joe's not getting enough shots. You know, we talked all year. Isaiah Joe getting those shots and Aaron Wiggins getting those shots is good for the playoffs. Them shooting the ball and making threes is good for the playoffs. But it feels like for some reason in the playoffs, they've disappeared. We haven't got any, they haven't got any real looks.
Wiggs had a couple tonight. I'll give him that. But yeah, what was Joe tonight pulling? He only shot 2 shots and 1 3, and he made the one he didn't. It was a nice little move inside to shoot a mid-range jumper. But you know, Chris, to wrap this all up, I think I have the number one reason why.
Katy Perry.
Katy Perry. Katy Perry had a concert tonight in Oklahoma City at the Paycom Center and led the crowd in an OKC chant. For those that
I was about to say, you'll have
don't
to explain
understand,
it.
2014, the Oklahoma Sooner, their football team.
We go in to
Well,
the
we were
Sugar
like
Bowl.
4-0. No, that was 13. We have high expectations.
Didn't you
No,
do
no,
it
no.
Oh, okay.
She is on College game day before, I think it was the 5th week of the season. OU's going to TCU undefeated after an impressive win over Tennessee and at West Virginia. You have a young running back, Samaje Perine, bursting onto the scene. Katy Perry goes on College game day and does this giant thing about how Trevor Knight's so cute, and then gets says, "Call me." The team loses. Everything hits the fan the rest of the way. The curse of Katy Perry that year was real. I blame her completely. Why are we letting her back in the state? Bottom line.
Remove her.
I hope she has a
forcefully
concert in Denver on Sunday
at Ball Arena.
after the game. But
That is really disappointing that she did that.
whatever.
Hey,
Bad loss. All that to say, you win on Sunday.
you did
and
your
you,
job.
You did your job. It's the same thing with Denver. They win game 1. They get blown out in game 2. They didn't care about game 2. You go win Sunday. It's 2-2.
You don't care about game 3.
You don't care about game 3. Now, then after that, then you got to start. You got to start executing.
You got to start caring about each game after that.
Yeah, and especially as we've kind of mentioned, feels like a lot of teams are banged up right now. Cleveland looked really good tonight, winning their first game to make it 2-1. That they're down to the Pacers. The league feels pretty open right now. There's not a
100%.
true favorite, and everyone thinks it's the Thunder. And to an extent, they've looked like it until the last 5 minutes of games in 2 of these 3. Go in Sunday, figure it out, get back to Oklahoma City 2-2, and you have a chance to do everything that we want this team to do and expect them to do the rest of this season.
Yeah,
Bottom line.
100%. Still
There-
a lot of series left. Got to go
A lot
make
of basketball
it 2-2.
to be played.
Got to respond.
And you
Hate
know what?
saying it, but we
I
got
think
to.
they will. I think they will.
I believe in this team. So.
And that's that.
Oh man.
All right.
It is
Well-
it is gloomy. It just let's for a second. It does feel terrible.
It's playoff
Right
basketball.
now it feels bad. Playoff basketball is no joke. Like I don't know, like I'll probably just lay in bed and like
I'm supposed to work out at 8 a.m. We'll see how that goes.
Yeah, I know.
But go win Sunday. Figure it out.
You're right. It doesn't
You've
matter
responded.
if we win Sunday.
You've responded well to everything so far this year. Don't change that now. Shay, go show why you're the MVP, because I think they're announcing it next week. And I keep saying that, and they keep pushing it back. But go do it. Go do the dang thing. Get to Oklahoma City 2-2, and we'll figure the rest out from there.
That's right.
Appreciate everybody for listening. We'll be back Sunday after Game 4. But the Thunder lose 113-104 in overtime. On the cusp of being down 3-1, and they got to respond. Appreciate everybody for listening, and we'll see you Sunday. Bye.
See ya.
All night long, party, party, we like to party, 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 all night long. Party, party, we like to party, 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 never go home. Party, party, we like to party, 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 all